All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Music, and I am 23 years old. Right now, I'm outside of Philadelphia, and I want to talk again today about a burning desire. Okay, so I've been having some conversations around Napoleon Hill's Master Course of Success, but I felt like this was a great moment to go back to the basics, something I've been talking much more about, which was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and really emphasize the idea of how important it is to have a burning desire within you. So I got Think and Grow Rich pulled up on my phone, and I'm gonna just read, you know, and have a conversation about some of the key points in this chapter because it is so critical, right? Like when people talk about, I just went to an event in Orlando this weekend, and a lot of the people that were on the stage talking that had the most money in the room said that all they really needed was a burning desire to win and succeed. And so that's where I was like, damn, I got to go back to this principle because this is, the first chapter in Think and Grow Rich. There's a reason it's the first chapter. And so I want to have a conversation around that today. So, right now, I want to read this, right? Napoleon Hill says in the book, Think and Grow Rich, a burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Right? What are dreams born out of? Right? They're born from a burning desire within you, right? It's this desire for more. Okay. And we're going to talk about, what is a desire and how do you even build a burning desire? Okay. So he calls this the starting point of all achievement and the first step to riches. Now, in the master course, we talked about how definiteness of purpose was the first principle there. So I am, curious on the difference between the definite major purpose and having a burning desire. Okay. So Napoleon Hill tells a story to start off the chapter with a group of men who were trying to take over an island. Okay, and they brought all their ships to the island, and they saw that when they landed on the land, their opponent or the natives there were clearly outnumbering them. Okay, so the men there, they were clearly outnumbered. They just landed on this island, and they're about to take it over. And the general, what did he do? He actually burnt down all the ships behind them. And all the soldiers were like, "General, why would you burn down all the ships, right? Why would you do that? We have no form of retreat." And the general said to them, "Exactly, right? I burnt down all the ships so that the only way for us to truly win or for us to take over this island is to burn all forms of retreat and go all in." Okay. Now, at the end of the story, as it turns out, even though they were outnumbered, even though they burned down the ships, there was no form of retreat. It was because of this that they won, and the soldiers that landed on the island were able to take it over. Okay. Now that story, what is the moral of that story right there? Right? The story is that the general burned all the bridges behind him. He went all in on this one particular mission, and he stood by his desire until it became the dominating obsession of his life. And finally, a fact. Okay, so that is the story, right? So what bridges do you have to burn behind you, right? Obviously, there is a ton of junk in the past, right? Are you willing to burn all the bridges down and go all in on that one single dream that you got, right? That's what we're talking about to start off this chapter on a burning desire. Okay. Now I'm gonna just spend a little bit of time reading some quotes that I highlighted from this book and have a conversation about them because they're so critical um, to me personally. And I thought it would be of value for you to hear it as well. Okay. So Napoleon Hill says that those who would win in any undertaking must be willing to burn their ships and cut all sources of retreat. Okay. He says that only by doing so can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success. Okay, so if you want to, we're going to answer the question, right? How do I maintain this state of burning desire? Maybe there's moments, right, where you feel it, you feel like, okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And boom, life hits you, adversity hits you, and you want to retreat back, right? So you want to go back. But the thing is, the only way, according to Napoleon Hill, to maintain that state of mind known as a burning desire is to truly, burn all other options, and this is it. Like, this is all you have, right? I'll tell you from personal experience, right? I had so many options in my life. I graduated college with a mechanical engineering degree. I had a jobs lined up for me right out of school, right? it like I if I really want to maintain the state of desire and become a true business owner and investor, right? What am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to burn all these other options, right? That's a blessing and a curse in America, right? It's a blessing that there are so many jobs out there for people to get employed, but it's also a curse because society wasn't built to help people win. It was built so that people don't lose, okay? And that's not how we, from if you're watching this video and you're tapped into Think and Grow Rich, right? That's not how we're thinking. Okay? So we're thinking on, how do I get rich? How do I maintain this state of mind known as a burning desire? Right? And the first step is, I'm going to have to decide right now, am I going all in on this desire or not? Right? Am I in or am I out? So yeah, that's the conversation. Okay. Next, I'm going to move along to this paragraph. All right. So Napoleon Hill says that every individual who reaches the age of understanding the purpose of money wishes for it. All right. You grow up, once you probably hit like 9, 10, 11, right? You're probably like, damn, I wish I could have more money, right? I want the candy in the store. I want this. I want that, right? So everyone's wishing for money, right? But Napoleon Hill says that wishing will not bring you riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and back in those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. Okay, let me repeat that. Napoleon Hill says no fewer than 100 times has the secret been revealed on the pages of this book. What did he say? Wishing will not bring you riches, right? The question is, are you wishing for riches, or are you willing to pay the price for riches, right? But continuing on, he says, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, right? What is an obsession? It means it's in every cell of your body. How do you know you have an obsession? When you literally start to shake when you think about it, right? You can tell when you're obsessed with something and when you're not, right? There's different levels to it, right? But are you obsessed, right? A lot of people think that obsession is a bad thing. No, it's not. It's a bad thing when you're obsessed with bad things. But when you're obsessed with doing good and providing true value and bringing good, when you're obsessed with the idea of getting rich morally, right? It's a great thing. So desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and back in those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. Okay? Right. What is your plan? Do you have a plan laid out? Do you know what the next week looks like? Do you know what the next month looks like? Right? Do you even know what today looks like for you? Right? Are you writing are you starting your day the night before, right? Are you planning definite ways and means to acquire riches? And so critical, right? Are you backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, right? You may get hit with temporary defeat, and as a matter of fact, you will be hit with adversity. There's no successful people out there that haven't been hit with adversity. But the question is, do you have that persistence factor behind you that is willing to keep going even when adversity comes your way? Right? Do you have that persistence which does not recognize failure? Right? Do you have a plan in place? Are you running the plan, and are you not backing down from the plan until the job is finished? Okay? So, like I said, no fewer than 100 times has the secret been revealed on this page. That paragraph right there is so true. Okay, now he does give 6 definite practical actions to build a burning desire. I'm going to sum them up into an image so that you can see, how to build a burning desire. All right. So you want to create a goal card, right? This is so critical because why is a goal card so critical, right? A goal card is critical because what you're doing when you write down your goal is you're taking it from an idea and you're literally making your goal a reality. The moment you write it down, it has gone from pure energy, pure thought to a physical goal. It has literally become like the goal is here. You are converting energy to matter right now. Okay. Now on that goal card, you're gonna write down, I am so happy and grateful now that I am blank, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning X amount of dollars a month in residual income on or before, say, your date. Okay. So you're going to write down, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning X a month. And for me, I'll write in residual income on or before X date. Okay. So when do you want it by? Right. So that is the 6 steps. Now, I will break it down a little bit more because it's not just about writing it on the goal card. I have plenty of goal cards that I've written it down, but it's deeper than that. Okay. So, furthermore, once you make your goal card, you're going to want to then create a definite plan for carrying out your desire, right? You have your goal, you've written it down, it's in your pocket, you keep it with you every day. Now you got to start creating a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. Okay, begin at once, whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Now, he so number 5 basically sums it up. But this is key. Okay, so once you have a plan, you wrote down that plan for carrying out this goal card because all this is just a goal, right? You're not going to get to your goal without a plan. Now, how do you believe your goal? How do you implant this goal into your subconscious mind so that you truly can develop faith? Okay. This is such a critical step. It is a step that even I, after doing 160 episodes of reading Napoleon Hill, have not yet mastered. And I promise you I will master it. But you got to read your written statement out loud twice daily, once before you go to bed at night, and once when you wake up right away in the morning. Okay. And as you read your goal card out loud, literally read it out loud, you have to see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Okay? Remember, the secret is revealed no fewer than 100 times on these pages. Are you reading your goal card out? Do you see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money? You got to put yourself into a state of mind where it's already done. It's already done within you. You got to put yourself into that state of mind right now. And whenever you touch your goal card, you have to get back to that state, right? It's not about how am I going to get this, right? The plans that you have will constantly be changing. You'll be elevating your plans. Now, it's great that you start with a plan, and it may not be the best plan, but at least you have a plan because 99% of people don't have a plan. And you work on the plan, you work on the strategy, but at the end of the day, my mentor would say it comes down to what is your state of mind, right? We're talking about a state of mind known as a burning desire. A state of mind known as a burning desire. How do you maintain the state of mind known as a burning desire? You have to burn all the ships. You have to go all in on to this dream. You have to make it an obsession, right? There's no other way to truly acquire great riches. Okay. So that was a lot, but that's what you need. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what you want. I'm not asking you to join my business. I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm asking you, hey, let's get you what you want. And these are principles here, right? There's a reason that Think and Grow Rich is such a special, special book. And there's a reason that I continue to have conversations about it every day. Okay. Furthermore, only those this is Napoleon Hill's words, right? He says, only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see oneself already in possession of it. All right. So what are we doing when we read our goal and we see and feel and believe ourselves with the goal already done, right? We're developing a consciousness called money consciousness. Okay. And it is only when you develop this state of mind that you will acquire great riches. All right. And what does money consciousness mean? Okay. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that you can see yourself already in possession of it, right? It's not enough to just read what you wrote down. It's not enough to just touch it. It's not enough to just smell it. It's not enough to just taste it, right? You gotta see and feel and believe yourself already with it done, right? Who do you become when your goal right now is finished, right? Who is that person, right? What does that person look like? How does he or she walk? How does he talk? How does he carry him or herself, right? Who is that person? Because that's what you literally got to become in every cell of your body. If you're going to make this, if you're going to develop this state of mind known as a burning desire, and you're going to maintain it. Okay. All right, so that's the meat of the conversation today. I'm gonna read a few more quotes before I wrap this up. Right, he says, "If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance." Okay, now this is also a critical paragraph that I got to talk about. Right, so we talked about burning desire. Right, we talked about maintaining a state of burning desire, but this is so critical to understand as well, because this also goes in hand with the first step towards getting rich, right? He says that back of all this demand for new and better things, there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. Okay, what is he referring to when he says the definiteness of purpose? He's referring to the knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. All right, definiteness of purpose is knowing what you want, right? What this is your definite purpose. What do you want? And do you have a burning desire to possess it, right? How bad do you really want it? So, definiteness of purpose. I did a whole conversation about that. And I'm gonna go back to it time and time again because it is so critical, right? Definiteness of purpose, knowing what you want. Burning desire is becoming obsessed with getting it. All right. Now, this is just something I loved to read. I'm gonna read it for you. He says, if the thing that you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Right? If what you're doing and you believe that it is morally right, go ahead and do it. Right? Put your dream across and never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat. For they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. All right? There's a lot in that paragraph. Do not worry. What is he saying? That don't worry what others think of you, especially if when adversity comes. Even if you get knocked down, it doesn't matter because what happens with every temporary defeat, it becomes the seed of an equivalent advantage, right? What am I talking about right now? Right? I'm not talking about that, you get knocked down and all of a sudden, riches come to you. But there's this tiny little seed that you may get when you do face adversity that brings with it the seed of an equivalent success, right? That might be all you needed to know. Like, hey, I've messed up before in the past on my journey, and there were certain seeds that got handed to me. One of them being Think and Grow Rich, right? When I failed in my first business endeavor, I got knocked down. I got back up. I realized I had to start thinking, and I came across this book, Think and Grow Rich, right? So think about that. Okay. So let's wrap it up there because this was, a great conversation today. It was about burning desire and how it's the first step towards riches. I really hope that you got value from this, and I know um, for me this was what I needed to hear. So thank you for tuning in and watching, and I'll leave you with this until we meet again in time and space. Bye, everybody, for now.